What's going on, everyone? Badger here. Sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. Ironheart came out, the show that had been done for several years, and just no matter what they tried, I guess they really had to have it come out. They could not find a way to get a tax break, or they thought the blowback or whatever from canceling such an urban ethnic project would be significant. Of course, they canceled Armor Wars, which I would have suggested would have been the far more likely one to do, the one that would have been maybe popular with Don Cheadle, but instead we've got the height of modern Marvel, MCU all the way, and all the DEI and woke that you could scream at. Yeah, if you ever wanted just a microcosm, a little window of just how shite everything was back then, Ironheart is a perfect viewpoint. Obviously, greenlit for all the wrong reasons and written around the time of George Floyd, St. Jesus, Floyd, Lionheart. Sorry, ass. Oh, I'm stealing it. Either way, it's out. And while I think Secret Invasion is probably still the worst thing they've done, Ironheart, worse than Echo, right up there, and it is not charting. So we saw that with Daredevil, that didn't even chart until the very, very end of all of its run, and it got into 10th place in the Nielsen ratings. But other than that, it never charted in the top 10 of the streaming sites like Luminate or Samba or anything like that. So Ironheart had its 3-episode premiere and did not chart and achieved less than 260 million minutes, which is not good. You can see here the least amount of the show watched here was Mobland. It didn't even beat that. If you look at Daredevil, the way that tracked, it didn't chart at all until well after the season finale, where they had the two-part endings and stuff like that. And that's when just barely it got on the 10th. It just goes to show a pattern that the last several shows have not been vibing with the general audience. You hear Daredevil had a disastrous ratings. Nielsen data revealing that it only garnered 5.8 million views, which was good enough for the 92nd most watched shows, going right along the Acolyte in comparisons to all these shows. That only got 210 million. And then that's, of course, led to its cancellation. So definitely not going to be seeing seasons 2 of Ironheart. Again, no charts here for it, not even hitting those minimum. It's highly possible. You see, it is quite possible that Ironheart is the least viewed Marvel Studios live action production to date. As noted before here, Daredevil, Born Again, and Agatha All Along had premieres of 426 million minutes watched, which went up to 744 million watched with the finales. And then, of course, one of those was the two-parter. But either way, when in comparisons to these three, and of course over time, Agatha All Along, Marvel dumped all 5 episodes before the Agatha. This is what I thought they would do with Ironheart, just release all of it, just like Echo, but instead we're getting those 2 batches, 3 and 3. That also was able to debut on the Nielsen charts, but that was because it was all 5 episodes. So the idea here, I think, of breaking it into 3 episodes and another 3 episodes is that the accumulated of all of that, similar to what happened with Andor, will push it into the top 10. But either way, when people watch it, they're having to watch it, and then they're saying it is a racist show about a black genius who uses it to commit crime and get people killed. Yeah, it's just stereotype after stereotype. You can see here, as of March 29th, Disney has more subscribers. So sorry, GraphWeb, but your canceled Disney Plus is not working, because they actually have a million more subscribers than previously, and yet less people are watching. So again, it feels like homework. If you go to the IMDb, you can see it's a 3.6 out of 10 with hundreds that are getting lower and lower. So that's going to be the fun thing about that. 4.6 thousand gave it a 10. Review bombing goes both directions. And we have the Rotten Tomatoes, of course, here, which is at 56% and dropping very quickly. We finally have one of the stars responding, and it is the guy who plays the Hood. So forgive TikTok, but here is his comment on that.
You're gonna have negativity no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I've been, Transformers, people talking shit. This one, people,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you can say on. Can I say shit? I don't know. But yeah, it's like everybody's gonna say whatever they want to say. But at the end of the day, like,
it's the loudest I can get
we
it.
know what we made, and we're proud of what we made. And I think that when you're the first of a thing, or we're not necessarily the first, right, to do this, but of all the shows, we're definitely.
Yeah, sorry. TikTok sucks. That's the loudest he says it. But if you couldn't get that, he said basically people are going to say what they're going to say. We know what we made. We're very proud of it. I postulate that they do not actually know what they made, and there's nothing in here to be proud of. But we've got 3 more episodes coming out, and we will talk about those. But until then, the fact that this is written by a mainly Black writer's room really goes to show you what they think of their own people, because holy hell, inspiring it is not. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about Ironheart. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And
well, bye.